I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to plug
it's
it in.
kind of incomplete, you know?
Yeah, if you don't have any knowledge behind it, it's very hard to explain.
Yeah.
Which,
Also, one thing about that helps is like, for me, I make an estimate, like at the beginning when we start. Like I told you how I do it, my approach to it. I don't worry so much if it's 100% right or wrong at the beginning because I'm going to track the data. So we did the weigh-ins. That's a big thing with my online clients and with you guys is they would because you guys started online and you would just come in the weigh and to get measured.
We were online with you for like from all the way to July, end of July to December until January when I started training with you for the competition.
When we started training
for the
one-on-one.
competition.
Yeah.
Crystal and Amanda have always been online.
Always been online. But one of the things that helps keep us accountable is in knowing how to adjust the macros is watching what your body is doing. So we can say, okay, we're going to dial it back, or we're going to add more carbs, or we're going to add more protein, or you know what I mean? So it's the data helps. But if you didn't know that, you might just pick one meal plan and just run that for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you didn't know, you would say, this is what the macro calculator told me, and just run it for a year.
Yeah, but now we're able to manipulate that. So that was, we started work and all that, and I started seeing, I mean, we're our biggest critics. So, like, you know that video that you made that it's not, like, you're okay, what was it? There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. That is true. That is true. But since we critique ourselves so badly, I could tell you that we were at, total, we went from, like, what? 161 to like the 123s around prep. Like we lost like around 30 something pounds, and you know, a lot of people think, oh, you look good, but you yourself, you're all like, oh man, I still don't look the way that I want to look and stuff like that. But that's very important. You know, I started learning that the scale didn't even matter when we got closer to the show. We were just taking pictures. That's like what you do with your online clients too. You have them take progress pics because there's no way that you can actually see the numbers and the scale. But I think that that's very important. Like you have to learn that when you macro count too, that we're focused on body fat percentage loss, not weight loss. I just learned so much, and then I think we're about like 15, 16 pounds lost. And then when was it that you asked me to
do the show?
To do the show. Oh, we went to two bikini shows, and I remember like Crystal and I were all like, "Oh, number 76," and we were acting like we were posing and stuff. We were probably drunk doing that.
In Wake Up.
Yeah. And then it was just a joke. But then I don't know what you thought when you.
I just felt like we could get there. I felt like we could get there the soonest of all of you. I felt like you had the discipline. You've been doing it for a long time, and I felt like it was gonna also take you to like the next level, which I think it did. You know, I feel like. You know, I don't feel like we got 100% where I thought we were going to get, and that's just my miscalculations. Maybe I could have ran you into the ground, you know what I mean, more, or like starved you more, or whatever. But I didn't want it to be an excruciating process, and I'm trying to manage the time, and also manage your morale, because what I don't want to do is, let's say we do get to the show and we do get her where she needs to be, but it was so brutal doing it that she couldn't imagine doing it again. You know what I mean? It just took so much out of her, and maybe she didn't feel good the whole time, and she's like just exhausted, and you know what I mean? I didn't want you to have that kind of a prep, so I'm trying to manage the time and, you know, not make you be under that kind of extreme. So I mean, we had to sacrifice where maybe you could have gone if we just went like all out, but there's another show to be had, and also like during this time we can go through like a bulk, or like basically a reverse diet, or however a growth season or whatever, to raise your metabolism back up, sculpt your muscle a little more, and then, you know, in the future do another show. Hopefully, you know, in December we'll do that. But even still, we wouldn't have got where we were had it had not been for that big goal to apply yourself and push that deep. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, the standards for the show, like I told you this before, the standards for the show are so high, right? But if you just look at your body, most of the people in the world will be like, well, I just want to look like that. Like, I'll be happy just look like that, you know? But because our mind is like on that goal of looking like, you know, Brenda G, Live Fit, you know what I mean? We just see how much we don't look like her, right? That's the same thing with me. Like, when I compete, when I look at like some of the pros, I look at me and then I look at them and I'm like, well, I don't look like that. Like, I look like shit, you know? You know, but the truth is, you still look great. You know what I mean? So, and we can always strive to get to that point. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is just barely even a year. We haven't even done a year. Imagine where she'll be at in 3 years with this knowledge and with the support of your team, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I would like to ask a question, like, so tell me, like when you started, like, Sancovera, right? When you guys all got together, like, what do you think would have happened if you not had Sancovera?
The page or the girls?
Or the girls with you. Like, if this was all just you.
Okay.
We were online, and it was just you over there and me over here.
Okay. So for sure, Sancovera plays a big part in this. They're like my support system.
I just want to check the camera. Go ahead.
They're my support system through everything. If I wouldn't have had them, I feel like it would have been a bit harder. So Sancovera is pretty much, you know, we'll text each other, hey, we're going to the gym tomorrow. Hey, are you up? Sometimes I'll be in bed and I'll be like, one of them will be like, I'm on my way to the gym. I'm already almost there. I'll still be in bed and I'll be like, fuck, they're already there. Now I need to get up and I need to go. Having, you know, Amanda at work, she's like real close to me. You know, it's kind of like she's doing it with me or I'm doing it with her, so we'll kind of feel like, oh, Rosio's gonna come and she's gonna see me eat this pizza, I better not do it.
Yeah. Accountability.
Yeah, the accountability piece is a big part, and I think that if I didn't have them, it would be way more difficult. Just because
more slip-ups, maybe.
More slip-ups, more like when we go out, they'll be like, oh, come on, drink or something. Yeah. But since we're all on it and we are a circle of friends that do it together, well, we're like, nah, let's just take it easy. Or, you know what, let's just do like a Diet Coke with a little bit of liquor or stuff like that when we would get a cheat. But we would be excited for the cheat meals. And I think the one thing that helped the most is that we're all doing it together, so we could have
like a social
something
event.
Something to talk about. Like,
let's
just say I'm a teacher, right? And I come to you and all I talk about is teaching. And you're like, damn, that's all she fucking talks about. Like, you know, like if I come here and I talk to them about this, and that, they'll also have something to conversate with. And we're very invested into it that we have deep conversations about macros and about dieting and how did your diet go or how much did you lose. Like, you know, just them actually asking for my results. How did your results go this weekend? We would come and weigh in together. There was times where we would even like cry and shit because we didn't lose a pound, but we were like, but we lost inches. We'll be like, you know, sometimes we'd get upset and we'd be like, I've been working hard, I've been following my diet, I didn't lose a pound. But when we would do the inches would be lost. And then we're like, but when you lost inches, cheer up, it's gonna be better. Like, we uplifted each other. But even then, when we lost inches, we'd still be like, nah, fuck that. We wanna see the number on the scale, you know? But like,
that's a good thing too, like you said, about like for instance, like if, let's say, two of you did good, and then one of you didn't do as well, and they're down, you're there to help tell them, like, next week's another week, you know what I mean? And like, this week we'll do better. And then that gets them to the next week, and then they are down the next week, and it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be okay. Like, we're just gonna keep driving.
Or you could say, oh, that happened to me last week. And then, you know, that happened to me last week, but look what happened to me now. This week got us more. Yeah. You know, it was probably like our lady days or something like that. But if I wouldn't have had Sancovera, I feel like the process would have been difficult. I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't have done it. I just probably wouldn't be this far maybe, because their moral support it's so helpful, super helpful. Yeah. It's a great
and like the experience of it, like, you know, going all through it together. It's kind of like you know, I guess if people like pledge a fraternity or sorority or something like that, it's like we all went through this struggle together, like, you know what I mean? Like, or even like high school, right? Like, you graduate together or something like that, and you all took certain tests or whatever, so you guys can identify with that. So I think that helped with the experience, as opposed to you being alone, you know, maybe 90% of the time, going through your workouts alone, doing your cardio alone, eating your meals alone. It's like you're proud of yourself, but maybe the experience wasn't as satisfactory. That's a lot of the reason why I like to do the shows with you guys, you know, or at least have 2 people doing the show together or 3 people doing the show together, because they can all go through that experience together. You know what I mean? And it's more enjoyable.
So now that you mention, like, you know, they'll eat together and stuff. Like, they didn't do the show or whatever, but Amanda was following my strict plans. Like, I was eating tilapia, she was eating tilapia with me. You know, she was just eating tilapia and asparagus and avocado, and she would do it with me too. And then Crystal too, I think a couple of times I would get to the gym and she was there, and she was already done with an hour cardio and I was about to start mine. She'll be like, I'll do it with you, and I would be like, well, probably me didn't even want to be there. I was probably gonna do 45 minutes and get off, but no, since she stayed with me, I was like, okay, let me do this. Like, you know, it's the little things that count.
Yeah,
and
it is.
And those things help. Even you do cardio with me. You were my Sanko Vera too. So, support is important, but I want you guys to know that not everybody has the support. Right now, like, my family never dieted. I could say it's been 10 months of dieting. Just this weekend, my brother started his plan. My little sister wants to jump on a plan next week, and it took almost a year. So if those people that are not around you don't diet, don't let that hold you back, because you have to remember, yes, if I didn't have Sanko Vera, it would be more dreadful. But I feel that, you know, if you really put yourself first and have self-love for yourself, you'll do it, because you'll see the results. You'll see your body changing. You'll feel better about yourself. You know, when you invest in yourself, those are the best investments. Sometimes we think about, you know, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go buy a burger, or that I'm gonna go out to dinner with my friends, I'm gonna spend $50, and I'm gonna go again the next day, I'm gonna spend $50 more. Well, guess what? That's $100, and that could get you something over here, you know, like with your plan. And that's like throughout a longer period of time. You just have to learn how to love yourself and learn how to adapt to it, which is also like a purpose of Sanko Vera. I don't know if you guys follow Sanko Vera, but more than likely when you guys message us asking questions, we'll answer. And our goal is also to spread some knowledge, you know, because not everybody's comfortable in asking, so don't be shy in asking. You know, I always tell my students, good students ask good questions. Good students ask questions all the time, and that's how you learn. And I'm thankful for those who always ask, because I'm always eager to spread what I know. So it's definitely been very self-rewarding for myself, but it also feels good that I get to help those around me. And I even hear like my high school friends saying, who would have known that Rosio would be into fitness? Like, you know, my 2 friends that went to the show.
And they were inspired by you.
And, you know, I just love this. I love the journey, the relationships built, and for my future, I want to keep going. You know, maybe not necessarily for the whole time keep going to bikini competitions, but I feel like this bikini competition made me go to my max potential, and I know that I could do more. But for sure, it's a learning experience.
For me, like the way that